So I'm about to go for a quick walk right now. It's still in the morning. Actually not in the morning, but it's just past a little bit past 12 p.m. Earlier, about maybe half an hour, 45 minutes ago, I was in my backyard, going heading towards my front yard from the side gate to to look at something. And then when I was in my front yard, walking back to my backyard, that's when I felt dizzy, not spinning dizzy, but I just felt like everything was tilting towards one side. Which I which I do get from time to time, but I haven't really had it as much as I used to. But this time when I had it, it was, I don't know, it just reminded me of the first time I had it. And it just gave me a instant flashback. The first time I ever experienced this was not on my first panic attack, but it happened on my third or fourth panic attack, which happened sometime almost 2 years ago at work. When I had that tilting sensation, the vertigo sensation, and the sink into the floor sensation. I had all three at the same time. But this time I had just the tilting sensation, no vertigo. What else? I felt like I was gonna faint. Not gonna lie, it did scare me. This is the first time that it actually scared me. This is the first time in a long time I can't even like say the words right now. It's like my mind is just isn't there right now. I'm trying my best not to think about it, because the more you think about it, the worse it gets. So I mean, it might feel like it's worse, but it's the same. It just feels like, the longer you think about it, the more you're scared of it. And the last time I got scared of this sensation, that's what caused me to become housebound. And I can remember couple months ago, actually longer than a couple months ago, but um sometime last winter, when I went to my backyard, same thing happened. I just went outside, put something in the trash, and it instantly threw me into a really bad dizzy spell. So it's like I'm getting flashbacks from my dizziness, from some of these sensation. I know I never fainted. I almost had anxiety for almost 2 years. I haven't fainted. Have I felt like I was gonna faint? But yes, but I don't actually know what it feels like to faint. So the feeling itself will scare you. Unless you have fainted before and you know the feeling, then it won't scare you as much, because you know how it feels. But if you never actually fainted, but you feel like you are, um, that's really hard, because like I mentioned, I never fainted, but I'm scared to. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm gonna faint, but I never did. So I have to remind myself, feeling like I'm gonna faint is one thing, but actually fainting is another thing. But I had people tell me, when you faint, it's not as scary as you think. It's just scary because you never know where you're gonna faint. That's the scary part. But they said the fainting part itself is not scary. It's just where you think you're gonna faint. That's the scary thing. So that's why I tell myself, if I'm gonna faint, I'm gonna faint. There's nothing gonna stop me from actually fainting. It's just where you're gonna faint. That's what's scary, and that's why I'm scared of. It's like, okay, where am I? Where am I gonna faint? You know, Things like that. That's what scares me. Other than that, I don't know. I'm just trying to get my mindset out, trying to just get that out of my head, because I don't want anyone to think that, oh, he's going for walks, he doesn't have any more panic attacks. He's been smiling and whatnot. The thing is, I don't get that much panic attacks. So when I do, when I do get them now, I just let it happen. I don't do nothing about it. I just continue doing what I'm doing. So if I'm sitting right here where I am right now in my family room, living room, if I'm gonna have a panic attack here, I'm gonna have a panic attack here because I know from my past experience that if I have a panic attack here and I run from my living room to my room, I'm gonna regret it now because it's just gonna make me scared to come to my living room. Like I mentioned before, when I first experienced panic attacks, I wasn't housebound at the time, but once I start getting them outside my house, like at work, going outside to my front yard, my backyard, that's when I started getting scared. That's when I became housebound. And then I start only staying inside my house, like my living room, my family room, the kitchen, other bedrooms, I was fine. But once I start experiencing panic attacks in those other rooms, I start getting scared and I would leave those rooms because I would think something in that room triggered me to having a panic attack. But nothing in that room triggered me to have a panic attack. It was just my mind. It was just my thinking habits, like oh, I'm too far from my room, but I'm still in my house, And when I had my little dizzy spell earlier, my fainting spell, I was already heading back inside to my backyard. So what did I do? I just slowly and calmly walk back in my backyard into my house because I was heading back inside. I think that's the most important thing is, wherever you are, if you're about to head back inside your house, just walk in like nothing happened, because the faster you walk or you run, the faster your heart rate will increase. That's what I have to remind myself too. When I feel like I have to run home, if I'm already heading home, I'm just gonna go walk home. If I'm not walking home and I want to go for another block, I'm just gonna go for another block, because I know if I turn around and run home, I'm just gonna be scared. Anyways, as far as what happened to me earlier, it took me about 5 minutes to calm down. Right now, I still feel a little dizzy, but nothing like earlier. When I did feel faint earlier, my vision didn't really do anything strange besides everything seemed really bright to me. It is sunny right now, that's why I'm wearing the sunglasses right now, but I am about to go for my walk right now, even though I do feel dizzy. But if I'm just gonna say to myself, hey, just go walk around to the corner and back or something. I'm not gonna say, oh, don't be scared, go walk for like 10, 15, 20 minutes. Anyways, that's pretty much it, and I'm about to head out right now.